Y'all take it easy. I'm out.
So free agency started a couple of days ago, and wow. Before I say anything else, I want to send my condolences to New York Knicks fans everywhere. There's a lot of hurting right now, and I genuinely feel terrible. Oh, I couldn't even say that with a straight face. A lot of moves have been made, and as of July 2nd when I'm recording this, there are still a lot of moves that we are waiting for. And by a lot, I mean everyone's still waiting on Kawhi Leonard. Someone on Twitter said he's going to announce his decision on a Facebook status that says Kawhi Leonard has a new job at Los Angeles Lakers. I remember when I saw that I couldn't stop laughing. Anyway, for this video, I kind of just want to talk about some of the major moves that have happened so far, and it's kind of clear which ones are the big ones. But I just wanted to give you guys my personal input on what has happened and what I see playing out. The NBA is changing fast, and this next season is definitely going to be incredibly exciting. But it sucks we have to wait 4 months though. Anyway guys, let's not waste any more time. My name is Maz, and here are 5 free agency moves that stood out to me.
Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Kevin Durant is in fact headed to Brooklyn to join Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan.
So obviously the biggest move so far has been Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving signing with the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie is signing on a 4-year, $141 million deal, and Durant is signing on a 4-year, $164 million deal. This was a move that was expected to happen as we got closer and closer to free agency. The only shocker is that the Knicks took such a fat L. Like, I can't even count how many times I've seen that edit of Kyrie, KD, and Zion in Knicks jerseys, but they went 0-3. Anyway, what does this deal mean for the Nets? Obviously, it doesn't really mean much right now because Durant's going to be missing an entire season and they won't be contending for a title. And the question of them potentially being a contender in 2021 is going to depend on how Durant comes back from injury. I think we need to remember that a torn Achilles is a very serious injury, and the chances of someone coming back the same way they were before they were hurt are super slim. So it's fair to say that the Nets are taking a big risk here. A risk the Knicks weren't willing to take. I personally love the move, and I think it'll be fun to watch the Nets potentially compete for a title. My hatred for KD has lessened, and the Warriors dynasty is over. To be honest with you guys, I'm more happy about him actually leaving the Warriors than I am about him being on the Nets. And as for Kyrie, it's a good move. We all knew that, he was tired of being in Boston and he wanted to get out. So he's here in Brooklyn, so hopefully that works out for him.
According to Adrian Wojnarowski, Miami is finalizing a sign and trade with Philadelphia to acquire Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler, there we go. That domino has fallen, which is...
Now this was a weird one for me and many others. Jimmy Butler is part of a 4-team trade that puts him on the Heat on a 4-year, $142 million deal. I'm honestly confused about this deal, and I don't have much to say about it. But to be fair to Jimmy, he must be living the life. I mean, he's getting paid tens of millions of dollars a year to play basketball in Miami, Florida, where there are no state income taxes. I would love to be in a position where he is right now. I mean, that'd be incredible. But obviously, the Heat are far from a contender, so it is weird that he chose Miami over the Lakers or the Rockets, teams that are actual contenders. I really have nothing else to say. It's a weird move, but I don't necessarily hate it. I don't know why Twitter's shitting on him. I don't mind it.
What did Joel Embiid hear all year last year going into those playoffs? The one guy who can stop you is Al Horford. And guess what?
He's your teammate now.
There you go.
Now this is a huge W for the Sixers, to be honest. Obviously with Jimmy gone, it makes sense that they would throw money at Tobias Harris to stay, and it worked. But on top of that, they have signed Al Horford to a 4-year, $109 million deal. This is huge because now they have a big man that can stretch the floor and shoot from distance in Horford, who's also great defensively, along with the Embiid, who's also just a monster down low. These are 2 great moves that were done by the Sixers, and now people are looking at this team and saying they can make it out of the East. Now they did lose JJ Redick, which does suck because now they don't really have a solid sharpshooter. And if you want to put the memes aside, Ben Simmons really does need to get a jump shot. If he doesn't develop at the very least a mid-range shot by the start of the next season, the Sixers won't win. They'll never win. Like, you can't have your top player in Ben Simmons barely being able to shoot from mid-range. Like, you can't do that. But overall, in terms of this move, I like it, and I'm telling you guys right now, Philly is a sleeper team. Do not sleep on them because they could make a real run.
He has decided to sign a 4-year, $141 max contract with the Celtics. Jeff Schwartz telling ESPN.
So Kemba Walker went from saying he would take a pay cut to now being a member of the Celtics on a 4-year $141 deal. Now this is interesting. I would overall say that this is a good move for the Celtics and for Kemba personally. The Celtics have always had good point guards with Isaiah Thomas, then Kyrie, and now Kemba. The Celtics do have a solid young group of guys with a lot of potential. The question now is, if the Celtics want to be taken seriously as a contender, the expectations for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are super high. They need to really show that they are the great players that we assumed them to be. And if they can significantly improve this season and then get a solid big man to make up for Al Horford being gone, the Celtics are a good team. Now, will they contend? I highly doubt it, but they could make a decent playoff run into maybe like a second round exit. But I do like this move by the Celtics. It isn't, they didn't completely like flop. It is a good move. They do have a solid point guard, and it is good to see Kemba on a team that is not the Hornets, which was, a team that has barely made the playoffs at all. So for Kemba, this is without a doubt an upgrade.
Sign and trade. Warriors finalizing a deal with the Nets to acquire DAngelo Russell, and in a corresponding move to free up cap space, Golden State sends Andre Iguodala and a future first-round draft pick to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, this one was a shocker. It always seems like the Warriors always end up with all-stars. So after talks about DAngelo Russell potentially going to the Timberwolves or the Lakers, we find out that Durant's camp helped complete a sign and trade that would send Russell to the Warriors. I mean, this was crazy. Now, is this a good or bad move? I can't really say. Obviously, this is another star player on the Warriors that can help Steph Curry with Klay being out for most of the regular season. With KD leaving and Klay being hurt, Steph really needs help or the Warriors are barely going to make the playoffs. But with DAngelo Russell, if it works out, I do see them definitely making the playoffs at the minimum. Now, I'll say it right now. If Klay comes back healthy, and if the Warriors do make the playoffs, they have 3 all-stars with a solid guy in Draymond Green. The Warriors could potentially be a contender. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the cakewalk that it always has been for them for the past, 3-4 years with Kevin Durant. But they can still make a deep playoff run. So with this move, don't be surprised that it actually ends up helping the Warriors in a way. This trade was obviously a huge shocker to everyone. No one saw it coming, and it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. So that's going to wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment on what you think about the moves that are made. I want to have an interesting discussion about it. We are still waiting on a Woj bomb or a Shams bomb announcing Kawhi's decision anytime now, and when that happens, I will be ready to upload a video talking about it, no matter where he goes. I also might be making a second channel to do gaming videos that aren't related to NBA 2K. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I really haven't had that opportunity to do it, but I think that if I want to expand gaming and kind of do things that aren't like basketball or 2K related, because that's all going to be on this channel. Anything that is related to basketball, NBA 2K, NBA topics, that's going to be here. But if I want to do gaming on other channels, which is something that I have always wanted to do, I think I'd rather make a second channel about it so that it's not, in a mix with the NBA videos and it's not confusing. So if I do that, I'll let you guys know to subscribe and whatnot. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, turn on your notifications for weekly videos, NBA related videos, and that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.